We have excellent speakers lined up to talk to you today. So we are like 7 minutes after the hour. So we quickly want to delve into today's activities.
Yes.
So okay, so I hope my slides are moving now.
Yes, they are.
All right, thank you so much. So welcome to this workshop once more. So here we hope to answer some of your questions on GYA membership application. And this section is organized specifically because of the call that we have out there. That is a fresh call for membership for 2025 to 2026 cohorts. And we are looking for early career researchers that have shown excellence in their research and in academy, as well as impact, have shown passion in global health impact or global research that has impacted communities and impacted global society. So now, without wasting time, I'll be inviting our first speaker. So here in this slide, we have the lineup of the speakers for today and what they will be talking about. Our first speaker will be Yancy, who will be giving us the overview of the GYA membership. And then Ig will be telling us about the outline of membership application selection criteria, eligibility and process. Alma will now take over to talk about the assessment system as part of the outline of membership application. Then we have Rim, who will be taking us through the major projects and accomplishments of the GYA. And then we'll be rounding up with Luria, who will now talk about the GYA new member experience. So I would encourage you to pay attention, participate actively in this event, and have all your questions lined up. So a few housekeeping. There we don't have much, except that if you have questions, you can put them down because we will have a Q&A section where you can ask all your questions and have them answered. Alternatively, you can also put them down in the chat box. We can now pick it up during the Q&A sections to have them answered. And of course, during the Q&A section, you're also allowed to raise your virtual arm to ask your questions, and then we would give you the audience. And then please, as you join, we would appeal that you mute yourself so that it doesn't interfere with the program so far. And also, if you need to off your video, that is also allowed to ensure that you have a good network through the session. So without wasting more time, I would invite Yancy, who is the current co-lead for the Global Young Academy, to put us through the overview of the Global Young Academy activities. Yancy, if you're with us, please, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Melda. It's nice to be here and see all the participants here in this event. I am really happy to be here and talk to you a bit. I am Yancy Flores Bueso. I'm originally from Honduras. I am a molecular biologist, and now I'm incurring into protein design. I just finished my Marie Curie Fellowship ongoing phase there. I'm also an entrepreneur and social entrepreneur, and I have had startups in Honduras and in Ireland. And I am an advocate, and I advocate for open science and equality and diversity in our research ecosystems. Next slide, please. So I'm going to talk about the GYA and who are we, So we're an independent academy, which represent altogether between members and alumni 103 countries. We have usually all the time 200 members, and we have a growing number of alumni, which are around 407 alumni at this moment. So our members serve for 5 years, and each year there is a rotation of some members. Some like 30 to 40 members leave, and some 30 to 40 members are selected. Our selection criteria is context-oriented research excellence and independence, and commitment to serve our society and engage with the GYA. And of this, Alma will be talking more about it later. Next one, please, Imelda. Next slide. Yeah, thank you. Our vision and mission is a science for all and science for the future. And we aim to give voice to young scientists around the world, to empower them, and to lead international and interdisciplinary and intergenerational dialogues, to develop and connect them, and to promote reason and inclusiveness in global decision making, to, at the end, help create a better world. Melda, next, please. So we in GYA want science to have a global impact. And how do we do this? Next slide, please, Imelda. We do this by encouraging collaborations, empowerment, and partnerships. Next. Well, we foster collaborations through the seed funding and given collaboration platforms. For example, next slide, please. We recently fostered a research paper and a research project that lasted around 5 years. It was the largest research study in research assessment practices, and it was done by around 29 GYA members in this project. And it was a really impactful project that caught the attention of many media outputs and other communications, and also research funders and other agencies. Next slide, please. Imelda, please, next slide. Yeah, so as I mentioned, there's like 30 GYA members participating in this project. Next slide, please. But beyond research, we also have other kind of outputs like reports, white papers. You know, for example, we collaborate with ISC and IIP and to generate reports. We also are a member of the Coalition for Reforming Research Assessment, and we collaborate with them to create a bigger network and with other initiatives to improve our research environment. And next slide, please. So we also help build and engage, help members build and engage with partnerships. So we encourage members to engage diverse international and multilateral organizations to enable their involvement in interagency projects. For example, next slide, please, Imelda. We are currently holding strong partnerships with our host, the Academy of Leopoldina, the Inter-Academy Partnership, the International Science Council, and other members. For example, next slide, please. We're big participants in the Scientific Advisory Board of the Secretary General of the UN. And in that case, for example, I attended to represent the GYA the annual retreat to determine what will be the focus of the work of the next year. And next slide, please. And with them, we have worked together as a team and helped release about 20 or have provided more than 20 ECRs in different roundtables. We have co-created science briefs, and we are managing or like also collaborating in a Trust in Science project. And we collaborate in synthetic policy, science policy, and diplomacy. Next slide, Imelda. Finally, we empower global transdisciplinary leaders. And how do we do this? By building or developing capacity building activities for members and other stakeholders. Next slide, please. So, for example, we develop context-tailored science leadership programs, and some of them have spun out from the GYA. For example, the SLP in Africa, from our Asian regions. There's an SLP in Latin America that has taken place, for example. Next slide, please. As you can see, for example, the SLP in Africa has like 10 years old. There's an SLP in Latin America that happened 1 or 2 years ago, which was quite successful. And next slide, please. But also we have developed other kind of training that helps other researchers. For example, we developed different workshops. Like last year, we developed a Trust in Science workshop in collaboration with the Inter-Academy Partnership with fundings of the Henry Luce Foundation. We created a science leadership workshop for women and some workbooks and videos for cartoon books, for women in science. And we also collaborate in the Scholar at Risk course that we give once a year in a couple of months' time. Next slide. So I thank you. I hope that you grasp a bit of what we do in the Academy and what are our interests and how do we want to inspire and support young researchers to achieve their goals. And I am happy to take any questions later, or you can write me in the chat. Thank you so much.
Yeah, so thank you, Yancy, for that excellent presentation. It was brilliant. I'm sure a lot of the participants would have some questions or they would like to ask you. So I would encourage people to put down their questions, put it down on your sheet or in the chat box as well. So we would get to it when the time for Q&A section is. So thank you once more, Yancy, and please do
Thank
stand
you.
by for
Yeah.
question time. So I would now invite our next speaker who would be taking us through GYA application process. So we have two people that will be talking about the application process. The first person will be Ig. So Ig will be giving us outline of membership application selection criteria, focusing on the eligibility and the process. So Ig, if you are with us, please, the floor is yours. Kindly introduce yourself and then you can begin your presentation.
Thank you, Imelda. I'm really happy to be here. I'm Hugues Nana Jenga. I'm a research scientist based in Yaoundé, Cameroon, and the CEO of a newly established research center, Translational Research and Development Foundation. It's based in Yaoundé. So I joined GYA in 2003, so I still have a few more years to go. My presentation, I will be guiding you to show you who can apply and how to apply to GYA membership. So the first thing to know is that GYA really value diversity. So there is no discrimination at all, whatever it is, race, color, ethnicity, sexual orientation, gender identity, physical or mental disabilities. There is absolutely no discrimination. And for the membership also, there is no limit about the discipline or about whatever the discipline, you can still apply: natural, physical, social science, arts, humanities. And I'm sure that there are people who are not aware, and now they really know that there is no barrier at all. It is not also restricted to academy. So even if you are from a private sector, even if you are in non-governmental organization, you can still apply. And women and minority are particularly encouraged to apply. Next slide, please. Yes, it is important to know that for this membership application, GYA seeks a young and independent scholar with high level of research excellence and societal impact. So who is considered as young when we are talking about young? At the Global Young Academy, they are early to mid-career researcher. That is, they had their PhD no more than 7 years now, and their age 40 years max. And we are also, when we are talking about excellence, it's all people who have a PhD or an equivalent degree, and also with a proven track record, because you need to be excellent to join GYA. But there are some exceptions. If you are aged more than 40 years old or if you obtain your PhD before 2018, you can still apply, but you need to justify. So there will be a specific item where you will need to justify why you are still, you think that you are still eligible to GYA membership. Next slide, please. And we are not just talking about excellence. Excellence is one thing, but what you are doing with excellence. It is important to also have impact in the society. So we also need to see how you have been able to support young scholars, promote science in your environment, outreach activities, to engage in policy debates, foster international and national collaboration. So it is important to make sure GYA is looking for people who are really committed to contribute to make difference in the society. Next slide, please. So now that you have the eligibility criteria, I will also show you how to apply to GYA. When you will go through the website, and you will see that application form where you can submit your information. But when you will submit the information, there are a certain number of information needed. You will submit the general information to where the eligibility will be assessed. You will submit your personal information, contact information, and also your academic data. But most importantly, you have to submit an essay. And the essay has three specific parts. The first part is to evaluate the scientific excellence. The second part is the commitment to the society, that is the societal impact, and your GYA engagement. And it is important to see that I specify the number of sections in each part and the number of characters needed. You will see it is usually around 2,000 characters. That means that you need to really get prepared. It is not something you have to rush at the last minute, so you need to get prepared to present your application to GYA. It is something really selective. Next slide, please. And in terms of requirement, you will also need to submit your CV. It is something short, and when it is short, it means that it needs to be really specified. And for the GYA membership, we really need something that is tailored towards societal impact and achievement. And you also need to submit letter of support. Your referees can be your employer, a mentor, either in your institution or not, but you need at least one reference letter. But if you can have two, it is also good. And for the content of the reference, the support letter, it is also important to make sure that your referee mention or highlight your excellence and the societal engagement. When you will go to the website, it is also important to check the frequently asked questions and the tips to prepare your application, because you will see specific information to do that. I will be happy to answer a question later. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Ik, for your presentation. And to continue talking to us about the outline of membership application process, I would invite Alma to take us through specifically the assessment system. Alma, so if you're with us, if the floor is yours.
Thank you, Imelda. Hi, everyone. It's a truly pleasure to welcome to you this is how this selection process works. As a past colleague of the membership selection committee, I have had the privilege of witnessing in firsthand the passion, dedications, and diversity that each applicant bring to this community. And I thank the community in Africa that are connected right now on this webinar. Well, as you heard from Jency and also for Hirsch, applying to the GYA is not only about presenting one academic excellence and achievements, it's also about showing a commitment to serve society, to work across disciplines and even borders, and to embrace the values that make the GYA unique. That is collaboration, inclusivity, and impact. So let's detail these three criteria. The next one, Imelda, please. Next, please. Well, the first one, research excellence. What does this mean? Well, excellence applied not only to research, this is very important in the GYA, also applies to teaching and engagement in academic or non-academic context, including, this is very, very important, industry and government. NGOs, for example, also are welcome. The people working in NGOs, I mean, in order to complete these criteria, you need to have a proven track record and expected future achievements. Yes, some publications, but consider that in your curriculum vitae, for example, the metrics are not welcome. We recommend and ask you to send your CV without metrics. For example, your age index is not needed. The reviews are trained and indicated that they don't need to see your age index. The funding success, for example, is not a universal measure, so it's often country-specific. In the global north and in the global south, it will be very different. Because of that, this is not a good metric used in the GYA. So excellence is about scientific quality, rigor, and the potential to advance knowledge and innovation, not just about metrics or funding. So if needed, well, my personal recommendation is avoid this. Thank you. The next one is the commitment to societal impact. And here, applicants must demonstrate a clear commitment to societal impact, contributions to the public good, policy debate, and interdisciplinary collaborations. It's very important because this should be demonstrable. You need to put in your essays what is the impact that this has, the future and the visions and the plans to engage with the GYA activities, but this part is most in the next one. But here, please see an example, a candidate with numerous publications, but no engagement in societal activities is not aligned with GYA mission. Maybe you can look for a recognition in a traditional academia, but the GYA requires not only to be an excellent scientist, but have commitment to societal impact. Next one, please, Imelda. And the third criteria is engagement with the community of the Global Young Academy. Applicants should have a clear understanding on how the GYA works, if possible. You can see in the web page you can ask to GYA members, and you can see how you will contribute to the organization missions. For example, you can see your skills, expertise, and experience, and say, okay, I can contribute in this part of the GYA or in this other group, etc. What is your visions for making a difference in science and society? And this needs to be reflected in your letter, in your motivation for joining the GYA. So here are some examples. Does the candidate have defined plans for GYA engagement? For example, you are an expert in open science or in science advice or in science diplomacy, and you can put that in your SI, because there are other groups in the GYA that works in that fields. And also you can see, oh, there is a group, a team working in some issues related with moms and science. And I am a mom and I am a scientist, so I want to work on that. But if you in USA you say, oh, I want to publish more and more and more, and that's it, yeah, maybe your application will be not very successful. So the next one, please, Imelda. Yeah, the recommendation, your path for joining this vibrant community is explore the GYA website, familiarize yourself with the working groups. Well, now the terminology changed and are teams, and ensure your goals are aligned with GYA missions. If you believe that you meet these comprehensive criteria, please apply. The GYA is an excellent network. It's a great opportunity to grow in your career, and and just the last thing, in the opportunity of share your CV, not just like an opportunity to say, hey, I am a big researcher, but to tell your story, how your work and your values connect with the global mission of empowering early and mid-career researchers to shape a better future, right? So and I think that this is all by me, by my side. And yeah, I am open to questions also. And thank you very much for organizing this, Imelda.
So thank you so much, Alma, for that brilliant presentation. And thank you to you both, that's Ig and Alma, for taking us through the membership application process. It is clear. We are seeking people with both academic and research excellence, as well as community demonstrated commitment to societal impact. So you need to be sure that your personal goals align with the mission of GYA. Thank you so much to all the presenters so far. And with this, I would introduce our next speaker, who will be talking to us about the highlights of the major projects and accomplishments of GYA. And that is Rim Abu Asi. Rim, if you are available now, you can have the floor. Can introduce yourself and then your presentation.
Hi, everyone. So my name is Rim Abu Asi. I am originally Syrian, and also I'm based in Iraq. In this short insights, I will take you through what would you expect and how you can link this expectation with your application. So basically, by joining us here is, of course, once you are joining, and because GYA believe in visibility, so once you are joining, you will be getting your own profile link, which is available on the website of the GYA, where all the details about what you are doing in the GYA, what are the activities you are contributing, and how you are, being active through the academy. I mean, this is essential. If you can go through the website and see what are the people from your region are doing, or maybe probably you are the first one applying from your region into the academy. So those are worth looking forward and going through. Next, please. Yeah, so here you can see that we have different levels of being, or different ways of being engaged here. First of all, of course, you can be a member. So basically, being a member is one of the ways to be involved here in the GYA. The other way is to be a theme coordinator. You will see that we have different themes that covers a wide and diverse research and interest that is serving the community, which was previously called co-lead of working group, but we have a new restructuring, and now it is called the theme coordinator. We have also, you could be a committee member, and in that committee member, we have a lot of committees that are contributing to different ways into science or into the GYA itself. You can be also a co-lead of that member of that committee, not only a member but a co-lead, which means that you will be taking decision, doing a lot of meetings, and being involved in different ways. You could be in sort of what is called leadership, which is being an executive committee and co-chair, where you can make a bigger decision with our partners around the world. And of course, once your nomination or candidature has been finished, like after 5 years, you can still, if you want to stay and you have been an active member, you can stay like for lifelong as an alumni plus. Yeah, next please. So technically, if you want to understand what is this theme and how can you link your research and your background in your application with the GYA activities, you can scan this QR code, of course, and see, or go directly to the activities of the GYA. We have 4 themes here with a different, topics to cover. And if you can see yourself in any, you can also maybe show that you have gone through the website and know what is GYA about, and link your interest, your contribution, what have you done through the themes as a way of engagement in your application, so we can read and speak the same language in your application. Next, please. And of course, one of the things that you may see, you can see is GYA Strategic Plan 24-27. Now, definitely as scholars, we know that if you are applying to anything, we want to make sure that we're speaking the same language, the same requirement, and of course, I'm pretty sure many of you have got a lot of awards and scholarships and this and that. You've gone through this a lot of details. So this is a GYA strategic plan. This has a lot of details that you may link your, skills, your vision, your awards into the strategic plans that GYA is doing and looking forward until 27. So also it's an advice that you can go through that and link your application, your strength point into that. Yeah, next please. Now, of course, within the GYA, one of the things also that we are doing is we are, as any researcher in the world, we have something called this a project, right? And we need to do our projects. We can do that, those projects in the GYA alone, or we can do it in partnership with one of our partners. globally, or we can even do it with our affiliation, like in the university or the institute that we are serving. And that could be also a mutual benefit to the GYA, to you, and of course to your affiliation. With that said, we have different type of, some funding, like a fully funded project, partial funded, and in collaboration funded project, and of course no funding needed project. Of course, in this case, so we have, because again, we believe in visibility, and we believe that everyone needs to be recognized. So as a recognition, all of the activities is given a certificate of like participant, especially if you're a GYA member and you're conducting some activity. You can always request and arrange that earlier, for example, but this is, something for the future, but it is good to know that you are having a very big platform for recognition here. Next, please. Yeah, so as you can see here, one of our members, which is now currently, she is a theme coordinator, Louisa. She has arranged in collaboration with last time the working group that I was co-leading, an activity in the rural areas in Brazil, and we arranged certificates for the teachers there. And it was a way that we are kind of contributing for no need funding kind of, project, but it's not about the funding only, it's about the impact that you are contributing something to the society. And we have here another project that was part of in Malaysia, where we have also done some industrial work to teach the kids how they can create their own product in, cosmetics. Next, please. Okay, so another thing is that we can always knock the door of our members and alumni. So it's a very nice way to network. We can network with people from different geographical location, and that's something amazing, because you would learn a lot of communication skills and different cultural communication. That is something that enrich you beyond PhD degree, and it will also open the door to support a lot of underrepresented researchers. So you can offer a lot of educative webinars and a lot of online. For example, we had an online symposium about the communication skills in science. A lot of those speakers in these posters were alumni, for example, and they have joined to help and participate. Yes. Next, please. Okay, so of course, you can be also an organizing committee to many of these, activities, whether a member or an office member. That is something you could decide later. Yeah, next, please. Okay, so what you do after an online symposium, it's up to you. It's same like when you are in the university. You can do a paper out of it, or you can use the website of the GYA. You may, turn it into an experience of a GYA blog. So in the future, members or anyone who would like to learn from that experience, or maybe we can use that blog into some kind of funding. We can apply grant together, and then we can use those blogs to show the impact that we have created through the activities of the GYA members. Yeah, next, please. Okay, so another thing is that about the fully funded project, for example, this is a physical activity in India, and it's going to be later conducted in Malaysia, which is printing a coloring book, for example. The coloring book actually is for kids that are, at the school age and at different languages, where they can learn about the climate change. And the thing is that about this project is that you can involve your own student, the undergraduate student, and you can let them be part of this, mentality, because we know that undergraduate student cannot be part of the GYA. You have to be like passing your defense at least for the PhD. However, you can at least get them into the involvement of, being part of the project. As you can see here, these are the team of the students that were involved in this book, for example, and they got an authorship also. And it has, the book was has a DOI also by the GYA. Next, please. Yeah, and of course, one of the products that the GYA is very proud of is the GYA Connection, where it's an annual product where we have produced, or we produce at the AGM also. So every sometime we have a call for you know, the editor-in-chief or editor-in-large, and they can also be part of all the members. They can share their experiences into a publication format of this product. And I also encourage you to scan the QR code and go through the content to understand how you can address the mentality of the members who will be selecting you. Next, please. Okay, so let's say that you're not a person that is maybe finding yourself in writing, and or not a person that finding yourself in arranging online events. You still can be part of a bigger group that has ability to release a GYA statement whenever there is something that is going on in the world, and you feel like we have a voice to represent, and we have a voice to support the whatever rights you can think about in the science. Then we can you can also do a statement, a group statement with several of the members, colleagues, or you can arrange a conference with your affiliation, with another partner in your region, and with GYA, and see how that it be you know, like impacting your KPI, for example, or your repetition. So it's a way of supporting you to grow in a very you know, wide way. Next, please. Okay, so let's say also you're a social media influencer, and you'd like, or you have a social media content and you don't dare to yet become a very public influencer. So you can also be part of the GYA YouTube or social media content. So you can go to the YouTube and see a lot of videos that have been campaigning. A lot of GYA members have been campaigning for a global cause. For example, the awareness about antibiotic use, and also supporting the International Day of Women and Goals in Science. And the good thing is that you can use whatever language. So many scientists in different languages. And of course, we use the subtitles of English languages. So it's all about diversity and welcoming different backgrounds. Next, please. Okay, so about the partners, we have a lot of partners, a lot of feasibilities here. So we have, for example, in the UNESCO, the UN Scientific Advisory Board, and many women in science initiation. So when you are part of GYA, you're part of a bigger platform. You're part of the partners also. So it's not about only GYA. Next, please. Yeah, so I think you can go through the website with this QR code and see the news, see the type of activities that are appreciated, because here is a bit different than the institutes where they appreciate a lot of publications. Although publications are important, but that is not the only aspect. So you can go into the news section or the social medias platform here that you can see on this slide, and you would definitely have to how you will have a better image of how you can really represent your skills beyond a publication. And that's all from my side. Any question, you can have it in the chat, and I'm looking forward to see a lot of you, or most of you, next year in the AGM. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Reem, for that insightful presentation. Was quite comprehensive, and thanks for taking us through all the achievement projects and activities of GYA, and also letting us know how you can get involved in some of these activities to become a member. I think that is quite educative for the new and aspiring members. Please don't forget to put down your questions for each and every one of the speakers. You can also drop them on the chat box and we'll get to it when we get to the Q&A section. So without wasting much time, I will invite our last speaker who will be rounding up the presentation for today. And that is, she will be talking about her new member experience as a 2025 cohort member of Global Young Academy. And that would be Luria Leslie Fonu. So Luria, if you're with us, can you take the floor? Thank you.
Thank you, Imelda. Thank you. Good morning and good afternoon or good evening, everyone. I'm Dr. Luria Funu. I'm from Cameroon. Currently, I serve as the head of research at the Center of Expertise in Biological Diagnostic in Cameroon. And I identify myself as a modern STEM. That was the 6th word for my GYA induction. Why? Because before joining GYA, I was already a mother, and I was serving as a genomics researcher and also lecturer. And I was already part of association, particularly the Cameroon Academy of Young Scientists, where I've led a lot of initiatives to impact women and also next generation of scientists, especially young kids. And I wanted my impact to grow up. So I was also inside the African Academy of Science, where I also started to contribute for the continent. But I wanted more. I wanted to grow. First of all, I wanted some kind of exposure that will allow my brain to think differently. And I wanted to serve more, also have a higher impact, there's a higher impact in the society. And I wanted to shape a better future for everyone. So I look at whatever was existing out there, and I saw GYA, because inside the Cameroon Academy of Young Scientists, we had some members there. We were also inside GYA. And I realized that GYA was maybe the next stage for me to go somewhere out of my comfort zone and learn from other people from different culture, where I could collaborate, I could be more inclusive, I could have better impact, and really have the opportunity to serve more the community. And next slide, please. So this, my induction, that was really important for me. And you can see that I was with Yancy and the other colleague. And next slide, Imelda. So being inside GYA, the first few months, because I've been inducted in July, if I'm not wrong. Yes, I've been inducted in July this year. And we had the opportunity to first meet my cohort, the GYA 2025, we were 45. So I have 45 new friends from all over the world. I think we were from 30 countries. And I also met GYA members, GYA alumni, and GYA office, which are other people working with GYA to ensure that we do our activities smoothly, and also to learn from all these people who are all experts in their area. So imagine what is it to sit in a room with people who are in the top of their game in any field we are talking about. So we also have friends from National Young Academy tightly working with GYA, and we can all meet up with them and learn from each other. And finally, I met some other Cameroonian friends, those that I didn't know and those that I know also, where we met in one single area, and you go back home, you still have the same people, you can keep up interacting with them. So you have a room of people that I've reached out to and now have contact and know I can think about a project, an idea, and now be able to serve more adequately. Next slide, please. And this is the first few days from the AGM meeting this year, where for all GYA members, we have this science leadership workshop Yancy was talking about in the beginning of her talk, which is a way to build or shape the DNA of GYA member. So all GYA member passed through this science leadership workshop, which was run from the Inclusive Innovation Group. And it was an amazing experience. So it was just 2 days, But within these 2 days, I've realized how I grew up just within these 2 days. I realized how my journey has changed. I realized that I've learned new skills, new tools, just with a small workshop that we have to pass through. For us to understand that when you're in GYA, what you feel like it's normal in your culture may not be normal in another culture. So you learn to live with other people from all over the world, and you get new tools to make sure that the way you act within GYA and also in your own daily life has been transformed to a better leader. So this was a really powerful moment within these 2 days. And after that, we have the induction. And next slide, please. We also have then the activities. As you have seen now how Reem explained all the activities you can be involved in within GYA. And you have the opportunities to learn from all these activities, to interact with other members. And I cannot count the haha moment we had within 3 days where we were in India discussing with people from different fields. There were people from psychology, there were people from social science, I'm in microbiology, but we were able to have a single idea by connecting different fields. And in fact, you can also take leadership role where you can decide to be the next GYA co-lead, co-chair, or executive team lead, or you can also attend to the conference or any kind of well-being activities like dancing, sport, because it's not all about working hard, it's also working about well-being and wellness for everyone. So for these few months I've been in GYA, I can say that it was an amazing experience, and it was for me the right moment and the right time to move to this level to have a greater impact in my career and also for everyone who would like to do that. Yes, next slide, Imelda. Yes, it was a transformative experience. Yes, thank you. So I encourage you everyone to join and make sure that you follow up what Alma and Hugh say about the application process, which you should not take slowly because it's something that is really important to do and to work on at the beginning. Like Alma said, your story should live in your application. And if it does not live, you won't have all your chances. So make sure that you do your best if you want to join us. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much, Luria, for your exciting presentation, for taking us through your amazing journey as a new member in the Global Young Academy. Thank you. And at this point, that brings us to the end of the presentations. And I want to once more thank the presenters, and now we would gladly go into the Q&A section. So for the Q&A section, I would appeal to participants to please kindly raise your virtual arm to be, so that you'll be given an audience to speak. Because I currently may not be able to see that. Let me stop sharing. Okay, so here we are. So it's now time for you to ask those burning questions that you have, those things you've written down. I'm sure we're all excited about our applications, and sometimes we're anxious as well about our applications. So if you're not sure, please ask questions. Don't sell yourself short. From all the presentations, we can see that even from the testimonials, we can see that there is a lot to gain from being a member of the GYA. And there is so much to do. There are diverse people that you can interact, collaborate with. Please ask your questions now so that you can have that kind of application that you do. Thank you. So do we have some questions in the chat? Maybe we can start with those ones.
There's a lot of questions about the age limit, and my suggestion will be to start the application process, and it will tell you automatically whether your age limit is written limit or not. That said, there are some cases where the age limit can be for like it's evaluated each case. For example, if you're above the age or PhD limited, but you think that you have a justification, like a real and meaningful justification to have to be an ECR to be considered for this membership, then you will be prompted to a box where you write why you should be considered for membership, despite being above this justification, which is just a criteria to ensure that you're an early career researcher. That means that you just recently finished academia, your PhD, or you are younger. So to give opportunity to ECRs, we have this criteria of selections.
Yeah, thank you, Yancy, for providing some clarification in that aspect. Please, any further questions, you can raise your virtual arm so we can take some of your questions.
Yes, Mohan?
Yeah, thank you. Actually, I am reading the questionnaire. So I am a recently joined assistant professor in one of the institutions in India. And unfortunately, I'm not very active in the social media, but we do like certain social activities like spreading the science, starting from the school kids to the engineering students, because we work in an institute called Indian Institute of Technology, like similar IIT Hyderabad. This is in the north side of India, IIT Patna. And only thing, if we have to give social media links in the application, for example, maybe I don't want to be very active in the social media, but we are mostly spending time in spreading science, or sometimes we allow school students to come to IITs to visit our labs to see what sort of research will happen or what sort of education they can pursue, and especially the woman child. So these are the activities we are continuously doing. And there is also I was also part of something called Rural Youth India, where we continuously organize YouTube based workshops in order to give career guidance to the rural youth students in India. So if we do not have any sorts of social media links, so is it okay if we explain these or give you some sort of event photos that we generally click, not for the advertisement, but generally for friendly, in a friendly basis, we take some photos. So will those be sufficient? Or it is mandatory that all GYA members have to maintain a very good GYA members have to be very active on social media.
No,
Okay.
no, I am not. So actually, I'm not really active in social media. I should be better. I should be better. It's my weakness, It's not.
No. This is definitely not weakness, if I feel.
But I mean, but you communicate in different ways, You do your
Exactly.
activities in different ways. Every person is different, so I cannot give you a template of what is good and what is bad, because everything is context dependent. We live in different countries, we have different careers, and we have gotten to the place where we are in
That
different
is true.
ways. So you have to explain your story and how within your discipline, within your career, your school, and your country, what makes you outstanding.
Yeah.
That's the most important. Yeah.
So will there be any questions on how to prove it? Is it necessary?
How to prove it?
Yeah, for example, if we organize a workshop for school kids in the college, so do we need to provide any proofs that we have already organized these many social activities? And we will, as a
Well,
part of
it will strengthen your application if you have proof of it.
Yeah.
I usually either publish something in the in the media
Yeah.
communities, or well, my projects have been either successful for grant because, you know, it's a project that was granted or where I got the funding. There's always an evidence of what you did, a report, something.
Yeah, maybe some photos I will put in my application or something. Yeah,
link them in your CV or something.
okay.
Sorry.
So I can see that Justine has her hand raised. Justine, please, can you go ahead?
Yes, thank you, Imelda. Hello, everyone. I'm very happy to be here. I am a GYA member alumnus. So I have maybe two questions that usually people ask, and then I thought that maybe it will, when the speaker will respond, it will help those who want to apply. Is there any advantage to be member of the National Academy to be selected at GYA? And secondly, is there any advantage to be recommended? The letter of recommendation should be from a GYA member.
No. So no, those things are, I mean, being part of a national academy only says so much, because at the end of the day, being like me being a co-chair of the GYA only says so much about me, that I took the job, but it doesn't tell me how responsible I was at the job. It's whatever I give to the GYA in my role what matters. If you're a member of a national academy and did nothing in the National Young Academy, then why would you want to bring this up, you know? So it is about how that strengthened you, how that made you better. How did you use that opportunity to engage more society, to benefit your country, you know, to benefit other researchers in your country? That is what matters. And if reference comes from GYA members, it's not more important than anyone else. There's some questions about references, and I would say that it matters most about who writes a letter is someone who knows you well. It doesn't matter if the president of your university, it's better if it's your PI, for example, because your PI will know you better, and he will be able to talk about the different projects that you're involved in, and give some, for example, that's evidence. If for example, someone, a PI is telling us, you know, that that you did certain things, that is evidence of the work that you have done.
Yeah. So just to add to what Yancy has said already, I think being a member of National Young Academy in itself, like mentioning it or getting a letter that represents that, doesn't really add much value, but it would be more valuable if you have been a member of your National Academy and an active one, and have been involved in some activities that you would like the GYA to be aware of. Then it becomes your advantage, because now maybe your president will now write saying this person is involved in so and so activity at the national level. So it speaks about your impact.
Exactly.
So in that way, it now becomes an advantage to you. So
yes,
I felt
exactly.
I should add that. Yes. Thank you.
Yes, exactly, Imelda.
And thank you, Yancy. I noticed you've been answering most of the questions on the chat box. So I don't know if we still have some outstanding questions there. I see someone asked about which criteria will be used to measure for people that are in non-academic, non-research context like government. And I think it's an interesting question that maybe if you can provide your answer again for everyone to hear, because people always think the academy is for researchers and the academicians. So if you could throw more light how the people from industry and government fit into the program, that would be nice. So I don't know if you would like any of the speakers would like to attempt that.
Sorry?
So I mentioned something that a question someone asked in the chat box, and I think you provided a bit of clarity, but I'm saying, I'm throwing out the question again. Maybe if you can provide an answer for everyone to really hear what the answer is.
So they're asking about recommendations. Who has it been? an example, for example, in my application, it was my PI. I just had finished my PhD when I applied. I had like, I think 3 months after my PhD, or 2 months maybe after my PhD finished, that I applied, and the person that knew me the most and that knew in which projects I was involved in work-wise was my PI. So he wrote me a letter of recommendation. So he wasn't the director of the institute or the president of the university, but he was the person that knew my work the best. So that's one example, for example. And that's what I would recommend. Ask for a person that knows you well and that has a credential, you know. So about the size of the document, there's no size limit of the CV, but I work under the criteria that reviewers are people just as busy as I am, and that I don't want to make their work really hard, and I don't want them to read a book, you know, when reviewing an application. So I want to give them my story in as limited space as I possibly can, so that they don't get bored after reading the first page, you know, or like the third page. If someone reads like 5 pages after that, they will be like paying less attention, for example. So you want to keep it short and impactful at the same time. Then there was a question about giving some examples about impact in society. And I gave some, well, Alma was the one who gave the best example, because I am actually in academia and Alma is not. So she's a better, more knowledgeable of this. She works in science policy. She's a biochemist and also a lawyer, and she has a lot of experience in that. So but I have some experience from me. For example, I have developed science education programs that increases the capacity of students and mostly students, undergrad students in biosciences, in computational work, for example. I have developed these programs myself, and I have worked on it. I don't know, I have started a lab, for example. That's some examples that I have done. But there are many science education programs, or for example, just getting yourself the hold of changing a law in your country. That's super impactful. Or like working with a community that is, for example, an ethnic community, a minority, and helping them get their rights, or get access to education, get access to science. That's something else that can be counted. And there are many ways to demonstrate this. You know, there are reports. Your supervisor or the person who writes the references. Usually for me, many of the things that I put in were placed. I usually in my CV put the link to the newspaper thing that was published, or to the LinkedIn quote with the pictures when I put something in my CV, you know. I write everything there, but then any commitment in my CV has also a link to either a newspaper or a post in LinkedIn, or a post in, I don't know, Twitter, etc. So I hope that clarifies things.
Thank you so much, Yancy, for that very elaborate explanation. I think you've answered most of the questions. And I also want to use this opportunity to thank the presenters. I noticed that most of you, Rim, Ik, and Alma, have been answering most of the questions on the chat box. So that's really very helpful.
Melda, I have one more question there, that it says that about the national academies. Mali is not represented at the international level. It doesn't matter. Like, it won't give you an advantage if you have, like, it won't give you an advantage to work if you develop a program that is very impactful outside the academy, outside an academy. Then in an academy, it has the same merit, you know. It all depends, especially when there's no national academy in your country. That's why I'm saying that's what I'm trying to communicate, is that it's all context dependent. So if people come from a country where they have the opportunity to join a national academy because it exists, that is amazing. And that gives you the opportunity to meet other people and work in projects. And the projects might be really good. But at the end, if you don't, in your country, you don't have a national young academy, but despite of that, you have also worked on this, that is even more impressive, you know, or more is if you saw that your country didn't have a national young academy and you created one, you know, that's or you're working on it. That's impressive too, you know, so it all depends on the context.
Yes. Yes. So thank you so much, Yancy, for picking on that last question. So I don't know if there is anyone raising their virtual arm because I can't see from here. So if there is, you're free to unmute and ask your question. I think we've had quite an interesting discussion so
Hello,
far.
Imelda. Hi, Imelda.
Yes, please.
Yeah, please,
Max,
may I
you
ask
can
you?
go ahead.
Yeah, I would like to ask how many people are going to be selected this year? If
I don't know for sure. I think that it's about 35 to 40 candidates. It's always about that much.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Max, for your
It's
question.
kind of a 10% success rate, approximately.
Yeah.
If that's what you wanted to know. It's quite competitive,
Yeah.
all right.
Yes. So yes, we are encouraging everyone to give it a trial, give it your best. You never can tell who will be amongst the selected few. Just the guidance that has been provided today is very, very useful. If you follow them and put together your application, your chances would be higher on being successful. But also know that it's a highly competitive process because there are several people across the globe that actually are interested as well. So make your move and make it count. That would be my advice so far. So yeah, I don't know if we are almost at the end of the program. So any last questions, any last observations that we want to talk about with the last few minutes we have before we come to the end of the program?
Yes, we all invite you to apply. You would love it.
Yes, absolutely. Ik, I can see you. If do you have any final comments?
Maybe just to advise applicant to start soon because there are a lot of information to supply, so they need to start soon. It is really serious. Thank you.
Thank you, Ik. And Nuria, any last words for your participants?
Yes, following what you just said, again, still for my GYA experience and what I felt the last time I started filling up this application, I almost threw away myself. So because it was huge. It was huge and it was heavy. So you should really start early. And if you can reach out to people from GYA or your national academy, it will help you a lot. Because myself, I think I've been helped by 3 people who were already inside GYA and who helped me to flesh out better my application so that I increase my chances of success and I tell better my story, the story Alma was talking about. So they knew what I was doing and I was not talking about my story the way I should. And they told me, you should talk about this thing in this way. And I started talking more on that on my application. And I think that's what gave me, that increased my chances of success. So do that more. Don't submit randomly. Have people to look at your application and you increase your chances of selection. Thank you.
Thank you, Luria. Alma, I don't know if you were
Alma
still
had
with
to
us.
leave, but I
Oh,
want to say thank you for the organizers, especially to you, Imelda, for organizing this wonderful
thank you.
session. I want to thank you for leading this. This is fantastic. Thank you so much. And I also want to thank all the involved organizers and all the participants. Thank you for making the time and listening to us and applying for the GYA. It's great to see you all here. And I hope you have a nice rest of your day.
Thank you, Yancy, who is the co-lead for the Global Young Academy. Thank you for that words of wisdom. So Rim, I don't know if Rim is still online and she would like to have some last words.
Yeah, I'm still there.
Yes, Rim, please, your final words to the participants.
I think the final word would be like truly tell your story. It's not an application rather than a story. So you just tell your story, make it real. And because this is someone who is reading a paper, not a paper, is reading a document. So he doesn't or she doesn't know you. So he or she will make a full impact from few lines you will be writing. So don't use the, classic cliche, he is an outstanding, blah, blah. No, just tell your story. Be unique, but don't use the same cliches and try to introduce yourself, your own story. Of course, you are a hero in some way. So just don't be afraid of representing whatever challenge, especially for those having the age issue, whatever challenge that makes you, applicable, this conditional acceptance applicable to you. So just present your challenges, present how you overcome the challenges, and present your contribution. Of course, we don't have to have a proof of everything, that we have a link to this and link to that, but the whole story will make sense if someone is telling something real. So yeah, the whole story will make sense. Don't be afraid. No one will judge you here. We are in search of talented people. So it's not about challenge. It's not about judging. It's about searching talent people. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you so much. I think just to round things up now, I want to also use this opportunity to thank my excellent facilitators, starting with Yancy, who is the co-lead for Global Young Academy, and Rim, who is also an EC member. So she took her time to come and be with us today, and Alma, who is the part of a past member of the selection committee, so she's quite experienced with the membership selection process. And then we also have Ig, who is an experienced member of GYA with a couple of years, and even Luria, who is a relatively new member but has spoken so excitedly about her journey in GYA. I really appreciate your time, all the speakers, your time and effort, and also the GYA office for their background effort, people working behind the scene that make sure this whole program is well promoted, and also ensure that we can gather in this safe space to talk about GYA application. And then to all the participants who joined us today, I'm happy, and I know you've learned a thing or two that would help you, will facilitate your application. And we are looking forward to seeing all your applications. Please apply. Don't be discouraged by any of the things you've heard. We are non-judgmental, like they have said. We just want people to tell their stories. Thank you so much, and looking forward to seeing you all next year, if possible.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
We've come to the end of the program. Do enjoy the rest of your day.
Bye.
There is no
Bye.
group photo? No group photo?
Okay, that would be nice. Please, if you are interested in the group photo, could you maybe on your video? So can someone help us with that? Is this something you can do? To get a screenshot.
Oscar is here. Oscar can help you.
Yeah, Oscar will help.
Oscar, nice to see you. Please, can you help us with a group photo? Yes, a screenshot. If all the available
I can just screenshot
participants.
it.
Yes.
Okay.
So if all the participants can please on their camera so that we can just get a small picture for our.
There's actually a photo app here. Wait, I need to sign in. I didn't realize I'm not signed in, so my
We still have some camera closed, Imelda, Amel, June.
No, it's fine if you can on your camera. We just want to get maybe a couple of people on board.
Yeah.
there. Okay, this says group photo is ready to use.
So, Oscar, are you able to get some photos?
Yes. I'm opening the app. Uh-huh. Okay, it says that you need to use it as a host.
Okay, it's okay. We can take a screenshot.
Okay. Okay.
Yes.
1,
Just
2.
do the screenshot.
Okay. So 1, 2, 3. There.
Thank you, Oscar. Yes. So thank you, everyone, and bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thank you, Dr. Melda. Bye.
Yes. Thank you. Thanks.